Hope Channel, changing lives.
Absolutely. I think it happens all the time. You know, you may not make a man leap up and...
of Real Talk on Hope TV, Ghana. Today, I would like to remind everyone that we are in the midweek, and so we have to be grateful for the protections and blessings of the good Lord. Because I can assure you that, and I know you know that some people obviously did not start the day with us, and unfortunately, some may not end the day with us, but we are grateful to be alive, to be breathing free air, and to be able to move and have an interesting discussion in the studios of Hope TV. My name is Evie, your usual hostess for the show today. And I would like to remind you that we are live on Facebook and YouTube, which is Hope TV Ghana. So stream with us, join the conversation live, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You can also join the conversation by leaving your comments under the comment sections of our social media pages, which is Facebook and Hope TV Ghana. You know, there's this increasing issue of people going to the extreme to get money. And it's just sad when it's young people, young adults, as young as 14, 15, 16, just very, very young adolescents that should be just concentrating on school. I mean, this issue, we heard it when it was Sakawa, people sleeping in coffins to make money, people going through the extreme, sending their mothers for blood ritual. They'll be told not to bath for like a month or two and they can't keep up. But I think we are bringing this topic back because of the recent happenings at Kaswa, where two young people lured their friend out, killed him, unfortunately, in the quest for riches. Is this the case of greed? Is this the case of what we see on the internet, on TV, the fast life? People in cars, people throwing monies about, the music videos. I just do not know why young people such as these boys would go to this extent just to get money when you're supposed to be concentrating on your school. Is it the case of poverty? I have some panelists joining me, and hopefully we'll be able to have a discussion. Hopefully we can educate the young people out there, try and find out the reason why people are in the quest for quick money and how far people are willing to go. So today our topic is the desire for quick money. How far is too far? Joining me in the studio is a young man with a very, very long name. He is Theophilus Kwabena Echampon. So for the sake of making sure that I get his name quick into the conversation, we are going to call him Toka. But he goes by Toka. Toka is just the abbreviation of his names. And I am happy to have him in the studio. The last time I had him on Zoom, and today he's in the studio. I have people joining me virtually as well. I would introduce them to you shortly, but let me talk to Toka. Good evening, Toka.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm sure your mother is watching.
She's watching.
Because she's one of our favorite viewers when it comes to the show. She loves Real Talk, and we love her. And I'm sure she's just paying attention, trying to give you all the critics where you get wrong, what you said wrong and what you didn't say wrong. And what's her name?
Martha Asante.
Madam Martha. This evening, I greet you. I am so happy that you keep watching the show. And Toka, are you ready for the discussion?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Because you're a young guy yourself, and I know you like money.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for you to say, oh no. But you know, we need money, but how far is too far to get quick money is the conversation we are having today. Joining me virtually, I have Pastor King David Delali Kuma. I will be going by Pastor Delali on the show today. Pastor, if you can hear me, please say hi to myself and my audience.
Hello, Evie.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's really good to have you on the show again. And I'm sure we are going to have another interesting conversation as we did last time. I am sure you are going to come from all sorts of angles, biblical, social, psychological, philosophical, all the angles you can come from. So we can have a holistic conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
All right.
Okay, so the next person joining me is Evan Kofi. Hi, Evan, if you can hear me, say hi to myself, my audience, and my panelists. I don't know if Evan can hear me. I will catch up or check in with him shortly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, Evie.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I hope you are well.
I am good. Thank you. Yourself?
Very fine, by the grace of the Almighty God.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure you're ready for the topic or the discussion today. Okay.
Certainly, very ready.
Okay, that's great. That's good to know. The next person is Diana Boateng AJ, all the way from the state of Virginia in the United States of America. Diana, if you can hear me, good day at your end. So I will greet you as such. Good day.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
At 4 p.m. So
yeah, okay, so we can just go by evening. How are you doing? How are you faring? Are restrictions better there? Are you able to move around and go by your day-to-day activities?
Yeah, first off, I'm doing great, and I want to say hi to all your viewers. Restrictions are gradually easing up as they continue to encourage people to go for the vaccine. So things are not up to full capacity yet, but gradually things are beginning to ease up gradually. People are planning for vacations and stuff. So hopefully from now to the end of the year, things will get better.
That is all we can hope for, that the world opens, we get to see each other, we get to go back to our normal activities and just live our lives. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. We do not have a typical story to look at because this is a topic that we just wanted to have a discussion amongst the youth, since it's happening between the youth, pick people's minds, see why this is happening, and hopefully come up with some solutions to guide all of us to live a life that is devoid of all these greed and some would say unnecessary fixation on material possession. So, Toka, I'll come to you first and then I'll ask, what is your take on the increasing fixation on like material possession? You see, everybody wants to get a car, everybody wants to buy this, everybody wants to buy. That's all we are talking about. I want to exempt myself. Every day you wake up, you look at your finances and hope you had enough to be able to afford the luxuries of life. What is your take on this increasing fixation? Why are we so interested in getting all these material possessions?
Okay, actually, I'm not surprised of what is happening because Paul told Timothy in 2 Timothy 3, verse 2, that people will be lovers of themselves as well as lovers of money. So whatever the scripture has said is what is happening now. So people are trying all other means to make money, but the question is, are they making the money through the right means or through a dubious means? So whatever is happening now, personally, I'm not surprised. It's bound to happen. But as I said, are we making money through a good means, or we are using dubious means to get money for ourselves?
You know, as a young guy yourself, what do you think is or was going through? Let's use these guys in Kaso as a case study.
Okay.
What could possibly be going through their minds at 17 and 16 that they think, oh, let's lure our friend out? Because he was actually their friend. I read that the boy they kill's mother sells food in the area. They all know him. Like literally it was a community, and they decided, oh, let's lure this boy out, kill him, bury him, and then use him for blood ritual. Is it what they are seeing on TV? Is it the internet? What do you think could
I think a lot of things happen, right? Probably they've looked at how their friends are living, and then they want to also match up with them or whatever they've seen on the television or whatever is being portrayed on social media, they had actually wanted to live the same life. And so these things push people to engage in certain acts.
Right.
So for these two guys, I'm pretty sure they wanted to live like how their friends were living. And so if that is the way, then we have to do all that it takes in order to get to that point.
That point, yeah. I completely agree. Pastor, I'll come to you. I would take your general take on why this issue is becoming a rampant or on an increasing demand, if I should say. And also, what do you think could be the possible reasons why such young men or young boys, if I should say, would go to such an extreme extent to make money? Hello? Pastor, can you hear me? Yeah.
All right. So let me start from Proverbs 22, verse 7, where the Bible tells us that the rich rules over the poor. And, zooming in from there and looking around us, now it becomes very difficult for you to even get the basic necessities of life. If you want good food, if you want a good place to stay, if you want a good healthcare, everything is money. And knowing that everything is money, and just as Proverbs 22:7 says that the rich rules over the poor, everyone wants to get that money. Because if you don't have that money, you can't enjoy quality life. And because of that, everyone is going in for money. But I would join my brother to say that personally, I'm not alarmed, because the Bible has told us about these things happening in the last days. But it gets worrying when you find out that Christians, Seventh-day Adventists, who have been cautioned against the rush for money, are seen in the race chasing money with people that are not believers. That's where the worrying comes from. But why the case has been increasing, these things were with us way back. We were hearing of these things, when we were kids. But because that time, we were not having social media, we were not having a lot of radio stations and TV stations to announce these things or tell us these things. We were not hearing them that frequently. So it is not something that it has become frequent now. I would say it is increasing because, one, our population size is increasing. We're having a lot of people, and because we're having a lot of people, all these vices, you see them, coming up because the numbers are increasing. And because we have all this media around us, and that is why we're hearing of these things. But it is something that has been with us from years past. Just that now we are seeing them more frequently on our TVs and radios and all that. And so, yes, there are signs that tells us that we are in the end times. But Prophet and Kings, page 277, Ellen White said that these things happened for us, Christians, to be awake. I mean, God uses or allows these things to happen so that we will be awake to the reality that soon and very soon our Lord Jesus Christ will come. All right.
Right. I mean, from the angle you came from, it's just becoming, we know, but I think when it's happening, it's just shocking how extreme it can happen. But let me move on and go to Evan. Evan, I want to ask, can you think of any possible reasons why these young guys did what they did? I mean, Toka has mentioned the lifestyle they've seen their friends living, what they're seeing on the internet and all that. But is there any other possible reasons that come to your mind, or in your opinion, why this is becoming more common, or why these young guys would do this? And also, what do you think as a society we need to do to curb this issue?
Thank you very much, Evie. A whole lot of things go into why people tend to look for quick money. Interestingly, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10 says that whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. So it means that the love for quick money has become very rampant and everyone is chasing for it. Some of the causes there are numerous causes. Um, One of them is lack of parental care. You know, due to the busy lifestyles we have at this moment, parents do not really take very good care of their kids by making sure that they don't do things that kids or the youth are not supposed to do. But parents are rather busy going about their busy schedules to put food on the table. And then also the social media um, channels and then handles available makes it easy for um, the youth to chance on people displaying cash, cars, and others. We can also attribute this menace to the increasing profanity in music videos. Sometimes you see music videos, you see young guys flashing cash and then cars, and then feeling that they are on top of the world. So you who follow such a star will definitely try to toe that line. And then we can also talk about the youth not having professional training or not being trained to use their hands or their mind to do a work. Some do not even finish school. They think, well, I will end school and come back to look for money. Why don't I start now? And because they don't really want to, venture into any professionalism, they go into this. Now, as a society, for instance, as a church, we should do better because right now only few churches have given a special care to the youth by forming youth churches and youth study groups and all that to bring the youth together to know that heaven is our home. Here we just for a little while and we'll be going away. So if the church is to come in and come bring together the youth, this will come down. And then also the NCA should be able to control the TV stations where these youth are mostly, youth are found in this kind of attitude. If they're able to curb those who have been displaying cash, bring this amount and come and take maybe a quadruple of it and all that. If it is calmed down, I believe this will also minimize.
Right, right. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Diana, I'll come to you and then I would ask, you are in the States. I'm sure the lifestyle is even more fast-paced than us in Ghana here. I'm sure the luxurious things are all over. It's seen. The youth are seeing it. People in the church are seeing it. And kids or young people are impressionable. They are easily influenced. So I'm sure they see these things and they think, oh, I can get it. Why not? They have it. Why can't I get it? I mean, if they would have to go through that. I don't even know if they understand the extent of killing someone, taking someone's life. So then my question to you would be, if as a society what we can do, or even as a church what we can do, and then if you think that the form of punishment they get after this is even it works, because when they are at this age using the guys in the Kaswa, they can't even be sent to prison because they're young. So I don't even know if there's a reform center for people like that in Ghana. Maybe is that in the States. But even if they go to prison, when they come back, did it make any change in their life? Do they come and become even worse?
So first off, let me start with I would first of all want to say that our society has failed us big time, because the kind of mindsets that we have now is that people who work hard, as in try to get a trade, try to go to school and all that, it's undermined. it's like now we live in a society where if somebody even holds a bachelor's or maybe somebody has a master's degree, it doesn't worth anything. Their hard work, it's useless. So what's the essence of going to school when I can go through other means and make money quick? Why am I going to school? Why am I trying to work? It's because I want to make money. So if there's another alternative where I could easily make that money without going through the hard way, why not? So this is the society that we are building. And also, the older ones are hailing this kind of lifestyle. Now, it's easy for a parent to compare their child to someone, a 20-year-old kid who has never had a paycheck before, who drives the latest, let's say the latest Tesla in town. And this kid has never had a paycheck and drives this kind of car, flushes money, family members, parents has no problem with it. Anybody who speaks against it or who questions their source of income are called enemies. So parents would rain insults on people who try to question the source of income of their children. And gradually people are tending to accept and not even question where such people get their money from. And because as a society, we are accepting these things are normal, we don't question where people make their money from, it has become a thing. So now money rituals is nothing. As long as the person has money, that's okay. And if we are building this kind of society, this is what is going to happen. But where people are questioning their source of income, especially little children who has just finished high school or has not even done high school, who don't hold a legitimate job, and they are flashing money in cars, and we don't have a problem with it, then we should not have a problem when these things are happening in our society. Because at first, if somebody is working and even for about 10 years, and this is the kind of car they are able to afford, and you would have not had a paycheck before, and you could afford the latest Tesla, then that's a question. And if as a society we cannot question stuff like this, then we have a problem. That is why thieves are held in our society, and people who work hard are undermined. You work hard, you go to school, and you are not valued because you make a meager paycheck compared to somebody who steals and it's hailed. They are the people that are given the high table when it's time for a function. So those are the kind of society we are building. So it first starts off we changing our mindset. And as a church, we need to make sure that just like I think Ivan said, our church needs to make sure that there's a lot of education out there, especially to parents. Do not compare your kid to somebody else, because if parents stop comparing their children and accepting that what hard work pays, it's time we value hard work. And then also education. And our society, unfortunately, we are making education very useless. Just like somebody who has big butt and somebody who has big titties is able to land a job more than somebody who went to college. So what's the essence of college then?
Right.
So we do that, and then we question why people do not want to go to school, because we don't make education that respectable. At first, somebody who has a college degree was very respected in society, but now it's BS, because now you can get a job without nothing, as long as you're able to make sure that you have a big butt and you have a big boobs. That's all you need. You can land yourself a job that somebody who has a master's degree cannot get. Right. And if this is the kind of society we are bringing, this is what is going to happen.
Okay.
Back to you talking about the prison system. I don't know what correctional facility we have in Ghana for people of that age, but I think juvie should be good. They committed murder, because if they are let out into the society and they do not face any form of punishment, I can promise you that people are going to take laws into their own hands, and you would not be surprised that those kids are going to be killed, because people are infuriated, people are angry. So they want to see some kind of punishment being given out to them. I can't speak much about that because I don't know what the laws are, but over here there's juvie that they could go, which is for children who are not adults yet. And then since this is murder, I don't know how it's going to be, I don't know how it's going to be dealt with in Ghana. And also, if they take them to the regular prison system, I don't know what kind of reformation these children can get that they don't become worse when they come out.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Diana, for speaking so extensively on that and passionately. Before I go for my break, Toka, I'll come to you and then I'll ask what you think the society or the church can do and your take on the whole sort of punishment they get and if it even does any sort of reformation in their lives.
Okay. I think getting money is not bad. It's never bad.
Right.
But I think one thing we are also missing is the spirit of patience.
Okay.
We think we are always left behind in life. And so someone I completed school with has built a house, has 2 cars, and so I feel like I'm left behind.
Right.
In that case, let me find another way to try and then catch up with my friend, else I'll be a laughing monster or something, right? But in all these, I think our parents, loss of parental control, the society has failed us. The church, most times the church tries to talk more about the spirituality of the youth, forgetting that we spend less time in church and then more time outside.
Right.
So the church should try and then organize more programs that will get the youth involved. That will try to, advise the youth on how to go about their daily lives, not to chase money, to get wealth in a very quicker way. With the society, as we've all said, the media especially, I think our media is not well controlled.
Right.
Because if you check our stations we have in Ghana, I think we have more than 200 stations in Ghana. And you will get more than half of them advertising quick money, double your money. And with this doubling of money, I think Bank of Ghana is also not in a way not helping.
Right.
Because this is money laundering, right? They need to really get in touch and then control all these things. Parents should also control what their kids watch on telly. Because what they watch is actually what influences them to act in a certain way. With the punishment, just like our case study, they are not 18.
Right.
So they cannot be in prison.
Right.
But there should be a punishment for them that will serve others who are planning or they are deciding to go into same area.
Right, right.
So with that, we'll be able to control whatever is happening.
Okay. I completely agree. With the issue of not going to prison, I don't even know if we have juvie here and what sort of treatments they get there. Are they being taught so that when they come out, they can live with the other people in society as responsible adults? Or they are going to be toughened and hardened criminals when they come out? They'll even do worse. You are still watching Real Talk on Hope TV Ghana. We'll go for a quick break. I would like to remind you that we are live on Facebook and YouTube, Hope TV Ghana. Leave your comments under the comment section. I'll make sure I read some before the show comes to an end. When we come back, I will talk to the rest of my panelists. I'll talk to Pastor. I'll talk to you specifically on the role of the church with keeping the youth engaged and involved. Because the Bible even says what the devil finds work for the ideal hand. Yes. So maybe keep them involved, keep them more concentrated on the things of God and how we can prevent or stop this roaming around and trying to find quick money and seeing how best they can get money, because it also stems from greed as well. And then we also have other questions about the quality of life these kids get when they are punished or they're put in reform centers. When they come out, what they become, if they become valuable to society or not. We'll be right back. This is Real Talk. Do not go anywhere.
Hello, are you a gospel musician? Is it your dream of becoming a professional musician? If you answered yes to any of these, then I have good good news for you. Hope Channel Ghana brings to you a 5-day on-air music business seminar to educate people like you who have a desire to gain in-depth knowledge of how to become a professional gospel musician. The greatest advantage of this seminar is to teach you to take advantage of this new media in promoting your talent and dream of becoming a professional gospel musician. Topics to be presented include digital media and its advantages, 360-degree music business or artist deal, online music exploitation, and financial advantages are available to artists, artist branding, why music videos are still so important, and many more. Facilitators are Rex Omar, Sadiq Abdullahi Abu, Stephen Nasib Wedi, Rexford Shea, Kwame Dadze. The host for the show is Steve Bo.
Showing live on Hope TV from the 18th to the 22nd of April, 6:30 p.m. each night.
Welcome back from that quick break. We are still in the studios of Hope TV Ghana. Joining me in the studio is Toka, and virtually I have Diana, I have Pastor Delali, and I have Evan. We are looking at the topic of the desire for quick money. How far is too far? Our case study is based on the story that happened recently in Kaswa of the two young guys who killed their friend for money. And we've so far looked at why this is becoming rampant, the duties of the church, of society in general. And I would also continue to remind you that we are live on Facebook and Hope TV, Facebook Hope TV, YouTube Hope TV Ghana. So please leave your comments under the comment section. We'll dive right into the discussion. First, I'm coming to you, and then I'm asking what we need to do as a church, even family, or society, but as a church at large, since the moral responsibility is heavily on the church, and how best we can help the youth to concentrate more on beneficial things than quick money.
All right. Evie.
Yes.
You know, the Bible says that charity begins at home. You know, so parents have a lot of role to play when it comes to raising up their child. We know that if the child is raised in the Lord, you know, sometimes he will find his way off the road. But because he has been trained in the way of the Lord, he will always be called back to his senses when the Holy Spirit talks to the person. And what I am seeing, or what I have observed recently, is that parents don't really take interest in training up their children. When it comes to church, you know, a parent will just see the child come to church. As to whatever happens at church, most parents don't really care. They think that just taking the child to church ends it. But making sure that the child has a Bible, has a jotter, has a hymnal, after church, asking the child what happens, what quotations were read, what are the things that he took from the sermon. All these things are not normally done by most parents. We just leave it be. Unlike the way we pay attention to the education, when a child goes to school and comes, you make sure that the child does his or her homework. You are looking at the child preparing for the next day. We don't do that part spiritually. We just do it on the educational part. And I think that now that we are all waking up to this whole issue, using the Kaswa as case study, we need to start looking at that, letting our children take church and spirituality equally important as that of education, making sure that they have all the things that they need when they are going to church, pushing them to go for evening Bible studies, prayer sessions, youth meetings, making sure that your child does these things are the things that we need to do. You know, when Daniel and his friends went to Babylon, it was because from home, they have trained them to walk in the way of the Lord. So when they even got to a place that was not their home, and the influences were all around, because they have imprinted the values, the statutes, the commandments of God in their heart, they were able to sail through. So I believe that, yes, the media and all these people are there making, the musicians and all those people, making it very difficult for the children to grow in the way of the Lord. But if parents take their time to raise their children in the Lord, I know they would be able to, they will survive wherever they find themselves. And now to the church. The church also, as most of my friends here have said, there should be a lot of programs. I believe Seventh-day Adventist Church, we organize a lot of programs. We have NAS congresses that we attend, we have youth committees, we have a lot of youth programs that we do. But the problem is, when these programs are being enrolled, we don't see the youth coming for these programs, all under the umbrella of it not being interesting, it being boring, and all these things. But if these youth come, bring the expertise, bring what they've learned, on board, these boring programs, as they see it, will become attractive and interesting. And again, if the church has created room for the youth to come together, and the parents don't enforce that by pushing their children to come to church, the church will organize these programs, but we will not have the youth to partake in it. So I believe now the only way out is for the parents or the parental role and the church to come together to help train these kids in the way of the Lord. And also, it is true that the church has a lot of responsibilities when it comes to shaping the people of the country, in that the values, the principles, the virtues that a man can grow up with are all taken from the church. So the one who is the director for NCA, the one who is controlling the TV station, all these people, if they have these values, virtues, principles, and trusted in the Bible, coming out from the Bible, these people will see to it that everything that they will put down for people to enjoy or people to have experiences will be things that would lead to children or the youth growing up to become responsible people. And also to the question that you asked about correctional sentence and all that. I know that there is one in Ghana, if not more. And I know that they have programs that they enroll there to help the youth that find themselves there. But one thing we need to understand is that when these people go to these centers and they come back, we need to accept them. Because most of them, when they get to these centers, they are able to form some friendship and alliance, and it becomes so dear to their heart. And so when they come back from these centers, these facilities, prisons, whatever, correctional centers, and we in the community don't show them love, they will try and create another crime or commit another crime that will push them back to the centers, because they feel that their friends, they are people that love them are over there in the prisons or at those correctional centers. But when they come, and just as the Bible tells us, we love them as Christ loves us, they'll be able to fit in. Remember, these correctional centers have skills that they impart on these people for them to learn. And when they come out, they can make a living out of whatever they find their hands to do. And so if we accept them when they come back, they will be able to fit into the society, and they will leave not going back to do what they did that took them to these centers.
Right. Thank you so much, Pastor. Evan, I'll come to you, and then I'll take your point on how should these kids be punished. What is your recommendation? Do you think they should be taken to prison, punished severely, given all sorts of sentences, or anyone that does at all? How should they be punished? And then random, this is a random one, but I would like to find out your take on all these fetish priests and priestess sprouting up here and there. Now they even have billboards. You see them saying that I can help you get money, I can help you make your breast big, I can do this for you, I can do that for you. All these guys, sometimes they even enter your Facebook message, they'll just send you a message, I can do this for you. And kids around this age are usually on Facebook. I mean, it's the cheapest social media platform if WhatsApp is taken away. They are all here, and they get into the system or the platform, and then they put all these ideas in their heads. How can we go about solving this whole issue holistically?
All right. I'll first of all begin by saying that expensive and flashy things naturally capture our human cravings for more stuff, but no amount will ever satisfy our souls. Well, these ones who are found guilty of crime or guilty of indulging in such activities, normally, I think they should be given certain traits or professional training. Something like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, they should be given professional traits like if you are caught in involving yourself in such act, it will be okay for you to be put in a masonry training, a carpentry training, a hairdressing training institution so that you be monitored. And at the end of the day, you have a trade or profession of your own, which you can personally make money from instead of relying on quick wealth. And even at the correctional facilities like the prisons, recently we have been watching situations where they are being schooled, some even make crafts and they are brought to market. You know, in that case, when the person is released to come back to the society, definitely they will take up that trade and use it as a living, but not go back to the old lifestyle they used to be. And then also, as parents, well, let me use this brief moment to say what happened in my community. Some time ago, a young man, for love of money and then for this juju thing, was told to sleep for 3 days. And then, unfortunately, the wife came and tried to wake him up. No, no, he was in the spirit and was gone. Because he was a Muslim, he was taken to the cemetery and buried.
So like
Later on, the friends came to say,
come
oh, well,
in there.
in fact, our juju master should have been here. He would wake him up, but now he's buried alive.
Wow.
So with this rising up, if it can calm down, it depends on so many interventions, which the government has a major role to play by these juju men, like you said. They should be, brought to book. They should be licensed. I heard an interview that said though those people they do juju, but the fake ones, for want of quick money themselves, they will take your little one and then they will they'll give you more, but all will be lies. So they should be brought to book and dealt with. And if they have ID cards, so if you want to go for a quick money, ask, hey, madam, where is your ID card? I want to know if you are certified. If these people are to have the certification, then we can, and it's very hard for people to be licensed to be giving quick money, you know. And interestingly, the bet now, mobile phones, you can just stay in your room and then you stick a lotto and do your bets. You can be watching your football match and be doing bets. And by the moment you win for the first time, hey, I have this in a short time by just sending 5 Ghana cedis for this betting, and then it introduces you to the next level. My sister, we really need to pray for our youth because the neglect. And then the one last thing I would like to say is about the social ties that are lost. Formerly, when you see your neighbor's son or daughter doing something that is not good, you would just reprimand the person. But right now, the parent will even come and ask you, what right have you got to punish my child? Are you the one who gave birth to him or her? You know, all these ones has made it very difficult for you to talk about someone who is in your neighborhood and involving yourself in such a manner. I have a wireless in my area. Anytime I switch on my wireless, I see a wireless by the name Bulk Money Gang. And I ask myself, Bulk Money Gang. So my dear, may God help us.
Right, right. May God help us. Diana, I'll come to you quickly and then I'll ask, you know, Pastor Delali mentioned something on when they come out of prison, we should accept them because they form these bonds in there. And so when they come and then we are not accepting of them, they even would want to do something else just so they are taken back in there and they can have their friendship. But you are in the States, but what is the quality of life after prison in your opinion? Do you think that it serves as any form of redemption, or it just makes them worse, where they come out and then it's like I just want to commit a crime, because living in the world or in the society with us is even far worse than where they have their friends and some sort of support system?
So I think, it's just human nature, period. So, we kind of like perceive people who have had, who have gone to prison in a certain way. So, I think it's just natural that people behave, in a way. And over here, it's worse because, excuse me to say, the system works where your social security ties you with everything. Your information, it's in a bigger database that every employer who puts, your information out there would know that you've been to prison and all that. So, it even makes it worse because when you apply for a job, it's not every job that you can apply for. It's based on the crime that you committed. Like you can't get every job. So it even makes it much difficult. And then they being children, I think the most important thing is that, yes, that the stigma is going to be there when they come back from prison. But the point is, as a society, what can we do to help them? Because I feel that they are children and that they can be reformed. Right. They can be helped when they are put on track. And then just like Pastor said, if they are able to have some sort of skill where they learn some skill whilst they are there, that is why it should not be called prison, like, kind of like a place of condemnation, but a place of reformation. If their lives are reformed and transformed, when they come out, they will become, useful to society back, and as time goes on, because they are living a purposeful life by putting their lives into perspective, it becomes very difficult for people to kind of like put that tag on them for the rest of their life. Yes, when they come out, it is going to be on them for a while, but as long as they are putting their lives on track by maybe, let's say, just like he said, maybe let's say if he had become a mason and then he's, doing contracts for people, he's putting his life together. After some time, that tag is going to be out on such person. But when they don't have anything doing, they have not learned any skill, and they come, the people that accepted them, remember, are those in there. Society rejected them. So it's very normal that, you want to gear towards people who accept you more. So the tendency of going back is higher because I have a family out there who accepts me, unlike, the society who, label me as a deviant and does not want to have anything to do with me. All my friends have shun away from me. My family, nobody wants to have anything to do with me. The only people that accept me are the people I left behind. So I want to go back. So then these people become what? They become what? they just go back every now and then because, our society have not accepted them. Right. Our church, we have a big responsibility. What do? Parents, I don't know, since this thing has been happening, I've not really heard of their parents come out to speak, in exception of the deceased boy. Yeah. I've not heard of any of the boys, their family members come up to speak, to, advocate for them or anything. So that then I then question myself as, where are their parents? Don't they have a family? Because if all this while, none of them have come up to say anything, are they just on their own? So then that makes it difficult that, when these guys come back, how is life going to be? Even if before they do not even have any, let me say, a proper family that they align themselves to, then what happens when they come back from prison or wherever? It's going to be worse because then they are going to be victimized more and labeled. So who are they going to turn to? Yeah. They're not going to have anybody to turn to. Right. So that makes their situation worse. So I just pray that, this situation they get proper reformation, that, you know, they become better people in society.
Yes, yes, that's all we can pray for. I'd like to take some comments coming in, then we continue with our concluding thoughts. This is from Toma Kebwachi, who says, I think the leadership of our country do not have an inclusive policy for the youth, but rather waste so much money on side chicks who are perhaps of similar ages like the boys, who just can't be side chicks. The government should use the funds to support the youth. He goes on to say that there are booster homes in Ghana where such kids are taken to for reformation. There is one at Ridge. Okay, thank you so much, Toma. Dora Amano says, train up a child the way he should go. Most parents have forgotten their duty. Parents hardly pray with their wards. They have less time with their children, and people with different characters are now training them. Martha Owusu says it's a lesson to us all as parents. We all need to support and guide our kids very wisely so that they will not get themselves involved in such acts. God bless us all. Thank you so much for your comments. Toka, concluding thoughts, like finally, what would you say on this issue? Any advice out there? Any final words you want to put it there?
This is what I want to say.
Okay.
We cannot do away with money.
Right.
We need money to solve our financial obligations. Now, my advice is we should find strategies, right, in order to build our money, our financial, as we live.
Right.
But to follow quick money is not the best way. It is better to save 50 cedis today and have a sustainable income for the next years than to follow quick money and be in prison tomorrow.
Right. Thank you so much. That is so well put. Pastor, your concluding thoughts.
Too far. I would want to draw that line on this program with Matthew 6:24. And you know, it says that you can't serve two masters. It's either you love one or hate the other, or you are devoted to one and you despise the other. You can't serve God and money. That is what Matthew 6:24 tells us. And so how far is too far? We can draw the line when getting money, using money, wanting money becomes a conflict in serving God. When you see that your desire, you're getting it, you're having it, you're using of it, comes in conflict with God, that is where you should draw the line. Because when you cross that line, you end up serving money more than God. And we know where that one will lead you. So getting money is good, like my brother said. Having it is good. But when it comes into conflict with God, in whichever area it's going to take, you should withdraw from that step.
Right. We should withdraw from that step. Evan, concluding thoughts on the discussion.
Yeah, Evie, what I would like to say is that the prosperity preachers should learn to, minimize their tone, because right now, you know, they make you believe that there's no way you should go through hardship. So whatever means you go through to become prosperous, become wealthy, and have everything, then you going out will feel you need to strive and get to that extra mile of getting that quick money and become rich, because your pastor says poverty is not your portion. So you strive in whatever means. So we should calm down, where the prosperity preachers should really tone down their voice. Suffering is part of life. You go through hardship and then you try to do your best to have what you deserve, which God will bless you with, but not strive for that one that doesn't belong. So finally, Matthew chapter 6, as Pastor said, I'm reading from verse 33. It says, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things means all the wealth and other things that you have not even asked for will be added to you by your Maker. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evan. Diana, your final words.
Okay, so for me, I would still go back to what I said initially that, back to our society, we need to change our mindset on how we see riches, hard work. We should appreciate and acknowledge people who have worked hard to earn whatever they have earned legitimately. Not anybody who 9 day wonder, just within a short time. This person has so much, so much that you begin to question where their money come from. And then we have people that are supposed to serve as guides are rather not having problem with such things. And when we can confidently question people's source of money, then people will be on their toes that what, if I'm just 20, or maybe I just started a job where maybe I'm making $1,000, no, let's say 1,000 Ghana cedis, and then in a span of 3 years I have a house that is valued at 2,000 or maybe $2 billion. Like, how? And our society, we don't find anything wrong with things like that. Then it becomes more that the younger ones will do it, because like at least nobody's going to question where you got the money from, whether it's through foul means or by legitimate means. So then that becomes a problem, and it's going to keep going on. But if parents will be like, what, you're 20, you're not even in college yet, and you're driving this kind of car, and you're bringing this kind of things home, and parents are questioning this, their children are going to be very careful that, know what, why my parents know I don't work. So why should I be driving this kind of car? Why should I be having these kind of things? Then it helps that, what, children will not, try to be in that. And there's so much competition in the system. People want to compete with each other. People want to show what they have. And social media, it's, has become a big platform for people to do it. They don't know that a lot of people are living fake life.
Exactly.
People don't know that a lot of these things are fakeness that people are doing. People go to stay in a hotel that is more of like maybe an Airbnb house, and will take a picture and say, this is my house. And it's an Airbnb house, and people fall for it and think that, oh my goodness, this person is living large. No, it's just to impress people on social media. Yeah. So I think that if our society begins to appreciate people who have worked hard, people who have gone to school and are earning what they have actually worked hard for, our mindset is changing, and we start hailing criminals in our society, this would change too.
This would change too. I completely agree. Before we go, I'll start with you, Diana, since you are thousands and thousands of miles away from here. Please, who would you like to say hi to? This is our form of greetings from abroad. So anybody at home that you'd like to say hi to or greet, I give you the opportunity to do that.
Okay. So I would like to say hi to all my friends. I church at Prince Emmanuel, so all my friends in Prince Emmanuel, I want to say hi to Judith, to Angela, Ophelia, all the squad. I'll say hi to you all, and have a wonderful evening. And to my family and to my uncle, Elder Emmanuel Kujoji in Prince Emmanuel, I say hi to you, and to everybody that is watching. I want to say thank you everyone for watching, and thank you Hope Channel for inviting me to the show.
Thank you so much. I had no idea you were fellowshipping, or you used to fellowship at Prince Emmanuel. Thank you so much for making the time. Evan, yours is what? Greetings from where? Please say hi to whoever you want to say hi to.
Oh, actually, I am located at Gosu in the Ahafo region.
Greetings from Ahafo region.
And I want to say greetings, yes, to my lovely family, my beautiful wife, Portia J, my kids, Aram, Salom, and then Gabriel. To Gosu Menshia SDA, that's where I worship.
Right.
That's my greetings to all of them. And then to Agape SDA Church in Sunyani, they are my family too. Then Workforce at the Greenview Ghana Conference, especially Godwin and the Mavia, they are my colleagues at work. And then to my mom, and then finally, Pastor and Mrs. Kusia Pia at Techima. I love them more.
Thank you so much. Pastor Delali, I think yours is greetings from Takrade. Please let us hear the people you want to say hi to.
I would want to say hello to Pastor Yao Kwachadiefre, the president of Southwest Ghana Conference, Pastor Daniel Armstrong Kuma, Pastor Isaac Oforiata, and the rest of the pastors in Southwest Ghana Conference. I want to say hello to Ifi Kuma is the church Elder Paula No, Elder Kwesia Pia, and the rest of the elders. And I want to say hello to TTU NAS members, NMTC NAS members, to my family in Kumasi, Mrs. Kuma, to Councillor Perfect, and the husband, Papa Jekum, and to all my friends out there. And also to your team, those that are working behind the scenes.
Right.
Say hello to them all.
Thank you. They are such an amazing crew. Toga, I know if I leave you, you won't finish with your list. Please. How do they say? But the tougher one was saying, please.
So I want to say hello to my friends and family, especially my mom.
Okay.
I'm done.
That's all.
Yes.
I'm surprised. Okay. So finally, before we go, I would just like to say that, as mentioned, kids are very impressionable, easily influenced by what they see, what they hear, and what goes on around them. So we should be careful of the things we allow them to watch, of the conversations we allow them to indulge in, and in general, how they live their lives. Because aside this Kaswa thing, recently a young guy was caught smoking by someone we would all say uncle, you know, when an older man said uncle. So he was seen by that. So this uncle proceeded to go to his family to go and report that I saw, Kwame smoking here, blah, blah, blah. As a community, we usually would do. So he went home, this guy very upset, apparently went to his house to go and set the house on fire.
Wow.
And he was caught, so he ran away. As he was running, he saw the man that went to report him son. And he set the boy on fire. Like the anger and the violence that is going on in our world right now is scary. And it's just too much. We have to be careful because we say we are the future leaders. If this is the sort of leadership we are going to lead the country, I don't know where we would be in the next 10, 20, 30 years to come. So please, 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 let's just watch out. As the youth ourselves, let's just filter the things we see. And as Diana said beautifully, social media, people are living their fake lives. People go and stand by people's car, take pictures and claim it's their cars. Nobody puts their real life on social media. Do not believe anything that goes on there. Honestly, people are putting their best lives on there just for the likes, because competition amongst us is the new thing now. If you put a picture and your likes are 12 and someone has 50, the person feels like they're better than you. No, that is not it. Probably the person doesn't even have real friends in their real lives. But you are surrounded with loved ones all over. So please, 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 let's be careful. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my crew. They are amazing. And I always say it takes a village to put together a TV show. And I am so grateful for your help and your continuous support. And to all my viewers that keep tuning in, God bless you so much for always tuning in to Hope TV. I'm sure you're enjoying the rest of our content as well. You can catch up on all our old episodes on either Facebook Hope TV Ghana or YouTube Hope TV Ghana. And I'm sure you'll have a good time. Thank you so much. I'll come your way same time next week with yet another exciting topic. But Martha, I haven't forgotten. Thank you so much for watching all the time. And I hear all the comments. I'm so grateful for your support. I'll see you same time next week. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Evie.